Good afternoon, Fox 6 Chief Meteorologist J.P. Dice along with Wes Wyatt here in the Storm Warning Center, and we're watching the weather. We're literally watching the weather. Look at the storms coming in to Jefferson County right now from this cluster of storms moving out of Walker County. What a view.
What a view. Yeah, you can still see a kind of a lower base to some of those clouds out there looking back off towards the northwest direction. I was looking.
Right there.
Yeah, there you. Oh, that's really neat. There's like a little telestration.
There's your rain shaft, and there's the base. That's the rain-free base, and of course we've got a little sunshine up there, and that's helping destabilize the atmosphere.
Yes, it is. You know, Dr. Tim had a good quote this morning. He said, now's the time you throw the models out the window because it's really watching things, and it's amazing. What we've kind of figured out here just over the past couple of hours, looking at the setup.
Yeah, right here we've got the thunderstorms you were just seeing there on the tower cam view. This is the radar view, and what we're doing, we say we're throwing the models out. We still look at the models for some guidance, but really most of what we're doing is looking at radar trends, satellite imagery, surface observations, and even some camera views, and that's the thunderstorms that are moving in. By the way, here's what we can expect with the thunderstorms that are moving across the area this afternoon. Some small hail, getting some indications of that, cloud of ground lightning, and when this rain comes through, because of just the amount of reflectivity there, that's going to be some heavy rain, some big raindrops. You're going to know it when it moves through your area.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked to see a couple of urban stream flooding advisories popping up, considering all the heavy rain that we've had out there. But you look at this and you say, hey, there's not a whole lot of development happening even further to the west.
Now, what's going on? We're kind of in between here. It's kind of weird. You see the tornado watch over in the Carolinas and parts of Georgia. Then farther to the west, you have a severe thunderstorm watch. And for us, we've got nothing. Storm Prediction Center out in Oklahoma, they said, a watch is unlikely for us, tornado watch or severe thunderstorm watch during the afternoon. We are a little concerned, not so much with what's happening right now. Now, these storms could be an annoyance, and they may be dropping a little bit of hail out there and giving you some cloud to ground lightning. But what we're really concerned with is what happens later on tonight, because we still have this area of low pressure that's going to drag in some thunderstorms. In this watch area, we expect over the next few hours, it's 317 right now, over the next few hours we'll see some development out here, and those storms will move our way. So we're going to have to watch that very carefully. We are still under a slight risk for any kind of severe weather this afternoon. Obviously, that enhanced risk is farther out to the west across Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. We're still expecting a weakening line later on tonight, but we can't give you the all clear. Not yet.
Not yet. And the key that we're watching, go over to the water vapor image. I believe you have that loaded up here. I mentioned this in an earlier update about how we're getting some dry air in the mid-levels moving in and how that can really enhance straight-line wind damage and also increase the potential for large hail. We see that a lot of times, but what's happening is some of this dry air is mixing down to the surface, and we're starting to see those dew points dropping off to the west. And when that happens, well, that's one of the key severe weather ingredients that we're kind of seeing go away. So that's a good sign. We see that dry air mixing in, and that's why we're probably seeing sort of a backwards line or into some of this storm action this afternoon.
Yeah, the question is later on tonight, what's going to happen? Are we going to have enough time for the atmosphere to recover and give us more moisture, and the dry air disappears, and we see those dew points start to increase again? If that happens, we'd be looking at a higher severe weather threat. We do think that recovery is going to happen farther out to the west across Mississippi, Arkansas, and Louisiana. That's why Storm Prediction Center placed that watch box out there. Look at our computer forecast model, though. This is the RPM model. What happens by midnight? Look at that. It drops the dew points back down into the 50s.
Yeah, we're looking at dew points here. Instead of temperature, you see those low 50s, low 60s. That is a very, very good sign.
Yeah. So, just right now, we're throwing a lot of terminology out there and a lot of models and everything. Kind of our opinion, what we think is going to happen is we're not going to see a whole lot out of this system this afternoon, aside from the hail and the maybe some gusty winds. We'll really have to watch what's happening right now as it moves into East Alabama. But later on tonight, I think we will see an impressive line to the west. Maybe around 9, 10 o'clock, we'll track that line. As it gets closer to our state, we are going to see some significant weakening. I think the greatest threat of any kind of severe weather, if we do see that develop, would be areas mainly north of Interstate 20 and maybe a little bit farther to the north across the Tennessee Valley later on tonight. By the way, storm threats risk this evening, lightning, hail, and wind. We're going to put that in the medium category. Tornado threat is going to be on the lower end of the spectrum. The wind shear that we're seeing with this is unidirectional, which is not really conducive for tornadic development. But if you have the instability return, you certainly could get some gusty winds and hail. So this is what we're talking about this evening.
Yeah, I was noticing back further west, where you were talking about that next little wave of storms that are trying to develop. Those winds are starting to back again to the south direction. But, the key thing tonight's those low dew points.
Yeah.
I mean, if we see those moisture levels stay very low, that's very good news for us. And, I'm excited that you're finally talking about some sunshine. Did you say sunshine?
Yeah, that's right. We have sunshine coming up, maybe a little bit of it tomorrow afternoon, but certainly on Tuesday and Wednesday. What we're going to be looking at tonight, kind of the call to action for you. We can't let our guard down. There's still a threat for some severe weather out there. I don't think it's going to be anything earth-shattering, but you could be looking at some cases of some damage. So we're going to be watching the radar very closely. Stay close to some weather information sources, the Fox 6 weather app. We've got it right here on our mobile phone, NOAA Weather Radio. At 5 o'clock, we're going to be doing a weather special, actually. We're going to be talking about this severe weather or possible severe weather setup later on tonight. So a number of ways to get that information. Thanks for checking us out right here at myfoxal.com, myfoxtracker.com, and maybe even your mobile device. Wes White, JP Dice.